Well, the day is finally here. After releasing on-set photos, makeup test footage, raw on-set footage, which, by the way, inspired a number of fan-produced fake trailers, some of them quite good, Warner Brothers has finally released their first official trailer for the standalone Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix and directed by Todd Phillips. And after watching the trailer today, and actually after watching it a few times, I have to admit, I saw pretty much what I expected. The CinemaCon reaction to this trailer the day prior to it going public was overwhelmingly positive. And after a few viewings, I have to admit, what I see here looks like what I saw when I first looked at Christopher Nolan's first two Batman films. It looks like it's more concerned with being a good movie first, before it's concerned with being a good comic book adaptation. And I do hope that this is what I end up seeing. In the trailer, there is mention of Gotham, and even a mention of someone wearing a mask. This will, of course, immediately get fans speculating as to whether Batman might appear in the film. I very much doubt this. I think the inclusion of this line will turn out to be a clever bit of out-of-context misdirection on the part of the studio and the director. Also, all of the press release information on this film confirms that there will be a young Bruce Wayne, i.e. a pre-Batman Bruce Wayne. And even if this film did have an adult Bruce Wayne in it who could have the potential to appear as Batman in the film, personally in a film like this, I think the best way to have Batman in this type of a film is to only have his presence appear in the film. A good example would be a news broadcast or newspaper headline somewhere in the background that references Batman. Also, looking at this trailer, it's apparent that the film is borrowing some very core aspects of Alan Moore's Joker origin story, The Killing Joke, which is a book that I should probably talk about at some point on this channel. And while it's clear that that book is providing inspiration for this film, it's also clear looking at the trailer that this film is its own thing. It's just taking inspiration from it. It's not an adaptation. If you were to ask me to describe the vibe and tone that this film's trailer is trying to convey, I would describe it as Martin Scorsese directs a superhero comic book adaptation. The look and tone of this movie and the fact that Warner Brothers greenlit this project is reassuring to me. After the disappointment that was Batman v Superman, the general opinion was that it failed because it was too dark. There were a lot of reasons why Batman v Superman was a train wreck, but dark was not one of them. Christopher Nolan's Batman films and Marvel's Netflix Daredevil series both proved that audiences love dark, gritty superhero movies as much as they love light-hearted and more family-friendly superhero movies. BVS didn't fail because it was dark. It failed because it was just too full of itself. Well, it failed for a lot of other reasons too, but that's my short answer, and my long answer would be another video. And this is why I say that in spite of all this, the fact that they've greenlit this film is reassuring. It shows me that obviously someone at Warner Brothers realizes this, and for that reason, they are still willing to experiment with tone when it comes to these kinds of films and not let themselves fall into formula. Over the decades that I grew up reading comic books, I really did love those big, epic, multi-issue story arcs that so many superhero comics would have. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe has really provided fans with the film equivalent of those books. And God bless them for it. Those films have been a blast. But I also really enjoyed the quieter, more character-driven stories that these books would have too. And looking at the trailer for Joker, I feel like we're now going to get that type of comic book superhero story adapted to the big screen. And I think it's a good sign. I think it's about time. We can only go so long with these big blockbuster films. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see these big, fun, blockbuster superhero movies go away, but I think we need some balance. And this trailer indicates that we're finally going to get some of that. And hopefully if this film is successful, then we will see more of these types of comic book superhero adaptations. This is TJR. Have you seen this trailer? What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please be sure to click like and click subscribe. And if you really want to help me produce these types of videos, please go to my Patreon page and become a patron supporter. Patron supporters receive access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content. So please check out the link. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.